September 17th, 1925. Mexico City. A bus collided with a streetcar. Sound, metal twisting, glass shattering, people screaming, a metal handrail ripped from the side of the bus. And it entered Frida Kahlo's body. She was 18 years old. Through her spine, out through her pelvis. Frida lay there, in the middle of the street, covered in blood, the metal still inside her, gleaming in the sun. People around her were running away. Some were vomiting. No one could get close. One man approached, a doctor. He looked. His face went white. How is she still conscious? Frida opened her eyes, whispered, very quietly but clearly, "I don't know, but I don't want to die. I haven't done the things I need to do yet." The ambulance came. Paramedics were shocked. How is this girl talking? How is she alive? At the hospital, doctors were even more shocked. Spine, broken in 3 places. Pelvis, 11 fractures. Right leg, 11 fractures. Left shoulder, dislocated. Ribs, crushed. She probably won't walk, they said. Maybe won't ever get up. Maybe won't survive. But Frida survived. She lived 28 more years, with 32 surgeries, spending 18 years in bed, suffering every single day. And in those 28 years, she created more than 200 paintings, each one painted as if with her own blood, each one created from her own pain. Frida Kahlo asked the world, "Can pain make art?" And then she answered with her paintings. Pain makes the best art, because it's the most real. This is the story of a metal rod. It should have killed a woman, but instead, it made her an artist. Sometimes the most broken people create the most beautiful things. Frida Kahlo was born in 1907, Coyoacán, Mexico City, the Blue House, Casa Azul. Her father, Guillermo Kahlo, German immigrant, photographer, epileptic. Her mother, Matilde, Mexican, religious, strict. Frida was the third of 4 children, but the most remarkable, at age 6, polio. Her right leg weakened, grew thin. Other children mocked her. Pata de palo, wooden leg. Frida was ashamed, but her father said, "Be strong, physically strong. Illness won't defeat you." Frida boxed, wrestled, played soccer, unusual for girls in the 1910s. "One leg is short," Frida would say, "so the other leg is twice as strong." 1922, Frida entered Escuela Nacional Preparatoria, Mexico's most prestigious high school. Of 2,000 students, only 35 were girls. Frida was brilliant. She studied philosophy, literature, politics, became interested in communist ideas. She joined Los Cachuchas, intellectual students, rebellion, politics, freedom. Frida wanted to become a doctor, study medicine, heal people. That year, Diego Rivera, 36, famous muralist, was painting a mural at the school. Frida saw him, a huge man, obese, ugly, but talented, turning walls into art. "One day I'll marry him," Frida told her friends. They laughed. "He's too old, too famous, too ugly." Frida, "He's a genius, and so will I be." September 1925. Frida was 18. Her life stretched ahead. She would become a doctor, maybe meet Diego, maybe change the world. September 17th morning. Frida went to school. Normal day. Exams, classes, laughing with friends. Afternoon, she boarded a bus with her boyfriend Alejandro. Going home. The bus was new, shiny, wood and metal, 30 passengers. A streetcar came around the corner, fast, too fast. The bus driver hit the brakes, but too late. Collision, sound, deafening, metal bent, glass exploded, people flew out. Frida was thrown through the air, then fell, hard to the ground. But the worst part, the metal handrail, ripped from the bus, iron, sharp. It entered Frida's body, through her left hip, through her spine, out through her right pelvis. Frida couldn't even scream, too sudden, too deep. She lay in the middle of the street, eyes open but not moving. Alejandro was injured, but standing. He saw Frida, screamed, "Frida! No, no!" He ran, looked, and froze. The metal still inside her, going through Frida, wet with blood. "Help!" Alejandro shouted. "Someone help!" People gathered. They were scared. No one knew what to do. A man, a doctor, approached, looked at Frida, checked her pulse. He was amazed. "She's still breathing." "How?" Frida opened her eyes, whispered, "It hurts. It hurts so much." "Doctor, I know, but don't move. Ambulance is coming." Frida, "Am I going to die?" Doctor without hesitation, "No, you won't die." But inside he was thinking, how is this girl alive? Ambulance arrived, 30 minutes later. They carefully moved Frida, the metal still inside, too dangerous to remove there. At the hospital, emergency surgery. 9 hours. They removed the metal. Slowly, millimeter by millimeter, they tried to piece her pelvis together, 11 fragments. Put a metal rod in her spine for support. Put her leg in a cast, 11 fractures. After surgery, the head surgeon told other doctors, a miracle. If that metal had gone 1 centimeter right, severed aorta. Instant death. 1 centimeter left, spinal cord. Paralysis. But it went straight through. Only bone and muscle. She'll live. But will she walk? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe never. Frida was in a coma for 1 month, in and out. Dreams, nightmares, pain. When she woke, her mother was there crying. "Mama," Frida whispered. Her mother screamed, with joy. "Mija, you're awake." "Where am I?" "You're in the hospital. For a month." "What happened?" "Accident. But you're okay now. You're safe now." But Frida wasn't safe. The pain was beginning. Real pain. Chronic. Constant, unending. Frida spent 1 year in bed, in a cast, couldn't move. Her pelvis had to heal. Her spine had to heal. Her leg had to heal. But healing was slow. Very slow. And the pain never left. Morphine. Every 4 hours. But it wasn't enough. "It hurts," Frida would say. "Everything hurts." Doctors. "It will pass with time." But it didn't pass. Frida was alone. Her friends were going to school. Alejandro came, but he was uncomfortable. Seeing Frida's pain upset him. Her father, Guillermo, came every day. Saw his daughter, alive but destroyed. "Frida," he said one day, "we need to keep you busy. Or you'll go crazy." "Frida, what can I do? I can't even move." Guillermo did something. He hung a mirror on the ceiling, above Frida's bed. So when Frida looked up, she could see herself. Then he brought brushes, paints, canvas, small, portable. "Paint," he said. "What?" "Yourself. What you see. What you feel." Frida picked up the brush. It was heavy. Her arm had weakened. But she held it. She looked in the mirror, saw herself. 18 years old, but looking aged. Pain in her eyes. First brush stroke. Then second. Slow. Difficult. But she was doing it. She was painting. Her first painting. Self-portrait. Herself. Staring. Serious. Sad. But alive. Self-portrait in a velvet dress. 1926. Frida's first serious work. She wrote underneath, "Gift for Alejandro. You're Frida. Still here. Still yours." But Alejandro came less and less. Frida had become a burden. Pain. Bedridden. No future. 1927. Alejandro wrote a letter. "I love you, but I can't do this. It's too hard. I'm sorry." Frida was devastated. First heartbreak, deeper than physical pain. But she picked up the brush and painted. "After the accident, I had 2 more accidents," Frida would say years later. "Alejandro and Diego. Both broke me, but both gave me paintings." End of 1926. Frida slowly tried to sit up. Pain, terrible. But she persisted. Crutches, then alone, learning to walk again, like a baby, step by step. 1928. Frida went outside, first time in 2 years, saw the sun, Mexican streets, but every step was pain, spine, pelvis, leg. Doctors. This is normal. You'll get used to it. But Frida never got used to it. 1928, Frida, 21, joined the Communist Party. Politics, revolution, equality. There she saw Diego Rivera. She'd seen him 7 years ago in high school. She'd said, "One day I'll marry him." Now Diego was 42, famous muralist, but still obese, still ugly, but genius. Frida approached, boldly. Diego Rivera. Diego turned, looked. "Yes? I want you to see my paintings. Be honest. Do I have talent or am I wasting my time?" Diego was surprised. This girl was brave. "Bring them tomorrow. I'll look." Next day, Frida brought 4 paintings, self-portraits, colorful, painful, powerful. Diego looked for a long time, silently. Then, "You're not talented." Frida's heart sank. "You're a genius." Frida smiled, real smile. First in 3 years. Diego continued. "These paintings, reality, pain, truth. People don't paint like this because they're afraid. You're not afraid. Because I've already lived the worst." What could be worse? Diego looked into this girl's eyes. Recognized something. Pain. Article. Resistance. "Would you have dinner with me?" Love started fast. Fiery. Passionate. Diego talked a lot. Frida listened quietly, but Diego noticed. This girl wasn't just listening, she was understanding. August 1929, they married. Everyone was shocked. Elephant and dove. Diego 6 feet, 300 pounds. Frida 5 feet 3 inches, 100 pounds. But no one understood. They were both artists. They both suffered. They both needed each other. Marriage, like a storm. Diego cheated. Constantly. Dozens of women, models, students, strangers. Frida knew, she cried, but she didn't leave. "Why do you stay?" her mother asked. "Because Diego is my life. Without him, I'm just pain." 1930s. Diego and Frida went to America. San Francisco, Detroit, New York. Diego was painting huge murals covering buildings. Famous. Frida? Diego's wife. Second place. But Frida didn't stay idle. She made small paintings, self-portraits, constantly painting herself. "Why do you always paint yourself?" a reporter asked. Frida: "Because I'm the subject I know best. And because I'm alone most of the time." 1932, Detroit. Frida became pregnant. First time. She was happy. She wanted a child so much, but her body, pelvis, the accident, too damaged. Doctors warned, dangerous. Frida: "I don't care. Motherhood is my right." Third month, bleeding started. Hospital, miscarriage. Frida screamed, pain, not physical, spiritual. My baby is gone." Diego held her, but didn't know what to say. After leaving the hospital, Frida immediately made a painting. Henry Ford Hospital, 1932. Painting herself. In hospital bed, covered in blood, objects around her, baby, pelvis, machines, all connected with strings, to her. "I paint my losses," Frida said. "If I don't paint, I'll go crazy." 1934, second pregnancy, another miscarriage. 1935, third. Again, doctor's definitive. "You will never be a mother." Frida collapsed. Depression, alcohol, painkillers. But again she picked up the brush. "My paintings are my children," she said. "I have 200 children. None of them left me." 1940s. Frida's pain got worse. Spine, constant aching. Doctors performed more surgeries. Metal rods, fusion, trials. 28th surgery, 29th, 30th, 31st, 32nd. Each surgery, hope. Maybe this time it will get better. But it didn't. Never. Frida was now constantly using painkillers, morphine, opium, alcohol, anything to stop the pain. Steel corset to support her spine. Had to wear it every day, tight, heavy, imprisoning. Frida painted the corset, communist stars, flowers, skulls. If it feels like a prison, she said, at least let it be beautiful. 1944, spine surgery. 28th, infection started, almost died. 6 months in hospital, in bed again. But again, brush, paint, canvas. The broken column, 1944, her body open. Inside, a broken column, her spine. Nails in her body, pains. Tears on her face. This is me, Frida said. Broken, but still standing. 1945, gangrene in her right leg. Infection spreading. Doctors, we have to amputate, or you'll die. Frida, no, without my leg, I'm not me. Doctors, you can't walk now either, but you can live without a leg. 1946, leg amputated, below the knee. Frida escribió en su diario, pies para qué los quiero si tengo alas para volar. What do I need feet for when I have wings to fly? But in reality, she was devastated. Prosthetic leg. Walking was hard. Phantom pain. The leg that wasn't there still hurt. I'm not myself anymore, she said, looking in the mirror. Diego, you're still Frida. Still an artist. But Frida started drinking more alcohol, more painkillers. 1950, 9 months in hospital, constant infection, constant pain. Doctors, there's nothing more we can do. We can only make you comfortable. Frida, comfortable? I haven't been comfortable for 28 years. Why start now? But she kept painting, in bed, in pain. Her last paintings, more abstract, more angry, red, blood. Viva la Vida, 1954, watermelon painting, vibrant, red, full of life. But she wrote inside, Viva la Vida, long live life. Last work, last cry. Even if life hurts, long live life. April 1953, Frida's first solo exhibition in Mexico. Finally, at 46 years old. First time only her works, but Frida was so sick she couldn't get out of bed. Doctors, you can't go. Your body can't handle it. Frida, then take my bed. Exhibition day. Ambulance came. Frida inside, carried on a stretcher. Her bed set up in the gallery, among her paintings. Visitors came. They were shocked. First they looked at her, in bed, sick, thin. Then at her paintings, alive, colorful, powerful. Then back at her. They understood. Frida was art. Art was Frida. Inseparable. Frida smiled, weak but real. I did it. Here, my exhibition. Diego held her hand. It was always yours, Frida. The world just didn't notice. Now it notices. Frida whispered, too late, but still beautiful. Summer 1954. Frida got progressively worse. Lung infection, constant fever. Couldn't breathe. July 2nd, she wrote in her diary. Last entry. Espero alegre la salida, y espero no volver jamás. I hope the exit is joyful, and I hope never to return. Last drawing, feet, flying feet, like wings. July 13th, 1954, morning. Frida Kahlo died at Casa Azul, 47 years old. Official cause, pulmonary embolism, but some believe overdose, suicide. After 28 years of pain, finally ended it. Her funeral, thousands of people, artists, communists, admirers. Her coffin covered with Mexican flag plus communist flag. Government was angry but couldn't change it. Diego was crying, uncontrollably. Worst day of my life. I realized too late how special she was. Frida's wish, cremation, ashes. She was cremated. Her ashes kept at Casa Azul, the house where she was born. 2024, 70 years later. Casa Azul is now a museum. Museo Frida Kahlo. Over 1 million visitors per year. That bed is still there, mirror on the ceiling, where she painted her first self-portrait. That steel corset on display, painted, colorful, but still a prison. That diary, open. Last page, Espero no volver jamás. Frida's paintings in museums worldwide, MoMA, Louvre, everywhere. The two Fridas, $35 million. Diego on my mind, auction record. Frida Kahlo, no longer just an artist, an icon. Feminist symbol, disabled rights symbol, Mexican pride symbol, LGBTQ plus icon. Frida had bisexual relationships. Her face on t-shirts, tattoos, posters, Frida everywhere. But most people don't know. Frida suffered for 28 years, every day, every hour. She had 32 surgeries, spent 18 years in bed, lost 3 babies, lost her leg. Her husband slept with 50 plus women. She was always alone, in pain, broken. But she made 200 plus paintings, each one from her own blood. Tears, rage. In 1925, a metal rod went through Frida Kahlo's spine. Doctors said she won't survive. But she survived. 28 years. Doctors said she won't walk. She walked, in pain, but she walked. Doctors said she can't have a normal life. She didn't have a normal life, but she had an extraordinary one. Frida Kahlo couldn't remove the metal rod from her spine, but she turned it into a brush, paint, canvas, article. What is born from pain? The world asked. Frida answered, everything, if you're brave enough. Today, the world remembers Frida with beautiful paintings, colorful clothes, flowers in her hair. But we must not forget, this beauty was born from pain. Every brush stroke, a pain. Every color, a tear. Every self-portrait, a survival. Frida Kahlo broke at 18, died at 47. But in between, created 200 masterpieces and left a lesson. Pain can kill you, or pain can make you an artist. The choice is yours. Frida chose. She chose art. She chose life. The metal rod entered through her spine, but wings came out through her shoulders. This story is based on Frida Kahlo's documented life. The 1925 bus accident, verified. 32 surgeries, medical records. 3 miscarriages, documented. 1953 ambulance exhibition, photographed. 1954 death, verified. All paintings are real and viewable. Frida's diaries and letters are displayed at Museo Frida Kahlo in Mexico City.